Let's talk foot bars and different brands of reformers. Now, it's not so much that the angle of the foot bar will change the work, or even the position of the infinity bar, which gives you endless variations for fun flows on the reformer. But it's really, is the foot bar latched and secured or not? Because that influences how we teach our clients to close the carriage and keep the springs quiet or still. On traditional reformers, if you pull on the foot bar in any way, it is not secured and it is game over. There will be an accident. You will be writing an incident report. We are only supposed to keep downward pressure into the bar when hands and arms are on the bar. Obviously, when your feet are on the bar, they are not going to pull on the bar. However, in places like the South where it gets real humid, skin and things can get tacky and sticky. And I've seen people's feet lift off the bar and the bar come with them if the hinges are a little loose. Okay? So, not probable, but also not impossible. All right? So, how do you actually close the springs in exercises like elephant or even your kneeling knee stretches if pulling on the bar with the arms is no longer an option? Well, let's look at it. And the simple answer is, because it's Pilates, core. We're going to use our core, right? Okay. So I've got 2 reds on for an elephant here. I'm coming up. And I mean, I'm mildly warm, but not particularly. So, okay, I'll take it back to the foot blocks. Why not? Flexed feet. Good. So here we are. If I pull on this bar right now, I will completely lose balance. I will topple forward and I will eat it down into the spring bar. That is not a good way to retain your clients. So this contraction I'm doing in my abdominals is actually working to pull the weight of the legs and the carriage, close the springs, and lift up into that spinal flexion from all of that abdominal work. When I take elephant, we want to move from the hips socket only and come back in. It's a hip mobility, shoulder stability exercise, but the real genius to make you stronger is how you do not allow your abdominals to break that flexion of your spine. How you're working to seal the spring closed, hold it closed, push it open on purpose to one place, pull back up and in to the other place. Now, if I take that idea down a little lower to my kneeling knee stretches, it becomes a little bit more difficult because I'm making the shape more compact. I have less room to do the work, so I have to make that room in the idea of how much the flexion can stay lifted up out of the joints so that the joints of my lower body can push back into. And again, I can't pull. See? That's how you die. Right? So when I press out, I have to lift and pull up, find that nice eccentric length in my and as I press out, I'm lifted up into that shape to come back in. Right? Now, on certain reformers, if you're on too light of a spring, there will be a rebounding bounce of the carriage. And they are on more contemporary styled reformers. And I challenge you all to not allow the bouncing of the carriage ever at all. Really teach your clients how to control pulling in the springs, closing the springs, opening them on purpose, and being able to hold them closed as best they can through transitions of the exercises and actually as a show of strength and control of the equipment between every repetition. So take that back to your own practice now and ask yourself, am I really controlling the springs from the action of my core, or am I using some of my joints to swing me and slide me through the springs? It's not that it's not going to make you stronger. It's just that, well, one's incredibly more informative than the other.